Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from the Missionaries of God's Love. Welcome back to your space with God. Let us prepare ourselves to feel God's presence and His peace. God always wants to give you peace, even if you're experiencing difficult situations. Begin by sitting in a quiet place. Strain your back, relax your shoulders, and take a deep breath in. Allow God to enter in you and ask the Holy Spirit, "Come to me." May the Holy Spirit inspire me to be in God's presence throughout my day. Continue to take these deep breaths and stay in the peace God gives you throughout this prayer. Today's topic is how to practice God's love. It will focus on the works made for love. The phrase of this teaching reads, "For nothing in the world or for the love of anyone should evil be done, but for the benefit of someone who needs it, you can sometimes exchange a good action for a better one. In this way, the good work is not left, but it moves into a better one." Sometimes we cannot help someone because we need to help another person or other people. We should not do a smaller good when we can do a bigger good. Yet people may not do the bigger good because they have smaller goods to do. People should choose to help the person or people who need it the most. We should choose to do the greater task. We should not lie to ourselves, as we cannot lie to God. There have been some people who stopped working for ministries because they need to do a smaller good. So this phrase is making us reflect on choosing to do greater goods versus the smaller goods. The phrase continues to read, "Outward work without love does not profit. But what is done with charity, however little and despicable it is all made fruitful." Whatever act of love you do, no matter how small it appears, is good. Certainly, God looks more at the heart than at the work that is done. God looks more at the intentions because people do good acts, but with bad intentions. So regardless of the good act, their intentions stained their heart. For example, there are those who give another person a meal, but they have the intention of mockery or contempt. Again, the work is good, but your intention was bad. So God looks at your heart first before He looks at the act. Many times it seems charity what self-love is, because the inclination of nature, one's own will, the hope of reward, the taste of comfort rarely abandons us. Sometimes our kind acts have double intentions. If I do an act of love to expect something more or to steal, even if the act seems good from the outside, it is bad from the inside because one is acting with egoism or with bad intentions. The phrase continues to read, "He who has true and perfect love does not seek himself in anything, but only desires that God be glorified in all things." It is important to understand that when you do an act of love, you should not expect anything in return. There are some people who do not even give you a thank you. You should do the act for God and for the love of God. Tell yourself in your heart, "If they do not express gratitude towards me, may they give thanks to God. Tell God in your heart, I prefer for them to give thanks to God, so I may remain humble, and so God is glorified. I do the act for you, Lord. I would not be able to do the act without the help of God. The phrase continues to read, of no one is envious, because he does not love any particular taste, nor does he want to enjoy himself, but desires above all things to enjoy God. Our joy should come from God, and it should not come from the applauses or smiles of others. It is not bad to be recognized or to receive gifts of gratitude, but those things should not be your main focus. May your main goal be to receive the love of God. To no one does he attribute any good, but refer it all to God, from whom, as from a source, all good things flow, into whom, finally, all the saints rest with perfect joy. You rest in God when God is the center of your life. Sometimes the world is a mess, but if you have God in your heart, you will rest in God and have His peace. I invite you to continue meditating about this topic. Tell God, as I meditate about the acts of love, teach me how to love truly. Teach me also that love is not how I feel or a beautiful feeling towards a person. Help me to understand that love is a decision and an action. To love is to wish good to others, and that I can do everything I can to make others happy. O God, speak to me, O Lord, for your servant is listening.